The Ebon Blade is a faction of Death Knights and others that were freed from Arthas' control during the beginning of the war against the Lich King. Since their victory in Northrend, these renegade Death Knights put in the time to aid the Argent Crusade in their vigil over the Forsaken and Sylvanas Windrunner, as well as pledging themselves toward the Alliance and Horde respectively to sate their hunger for blood. Fast forward a couple expansions and the Legion is invading, because of course they are, and the two factions failed to counter them on the Broken Shore. Thus, the Order Halls are called to arms, the Ebon Blade being one of these under the leadership of the Death Lord. But how true is that statement? Is the Death Lord the real leader of the Ebon Blade? So during Legion, the Ebon Blade made a deal with the new Lich King, Bolvar Forge Dragon, in which they will act as his agents, his vengeance, throughout the Broken Isle, so long as he keeps the Scourge maintained in Northrend. Bolvar agrees and directs them, the Death Lord more specifically, to 3 different weapons, and when one of these are acquired, he sends for them to bring it to him, where he blesses it with his own power. He then tells the Death Knights of the Ebon Blade to follow the will of the Death Lord as if it was his own. Does that sound like someone who is a mere associate or a friendly faction member? Someone who's made a deal strictly because he likes deals? It sounds like someone who is controlling. Not only has he blessed the Death Lord's weapons with his power, but he's also laid down the terms for leadership in the Ebon Blade, and he's also tasked these Death Knights with raising the 4 horsemen. The Ebon Blade is simply standing around and nodding, possibly out of fear that Bolvar would set loose the Scourge if they didn't obey. However, a few lines of dialogue prove it to be otherwise. When you have the Blades of the Fallen Prince equipped, you can find memories of Arthas strung throughout the Broken Isles. While some of these are ominous and eerie, and the ones I'm going to talk about are definitely ominous and eerie, I only want to focus on a couple, because the ones found in High Mountain relate very, very heavily to this exact topic. The memories state, "You believe that you are in control, that your will is your own, yet you do as he commands. You exist by his whim alone. You imagine yourself to be free, but you will always be his instrument." These memories are a clear reference to the Ebon Blade and Bolvar. He's using them as an instrument of the very thing these renegades fought against. Not only that, but they built a possibly new generation of Death Knights during Legion. They built Bolvar an army. They raised 4 commanders for that army. Now all it takes is for Bolvar to stop going through the Death Lord and take things into his own hands. From a dialogue stated during the quest to get the DK class mount, Bolvar states, "Of course, should you fail to survive, know that I will claim Acurus for my own. Arthas may have sought revenge against the Citadel, but I have other plans." This basically confirms that at any time, really, Bolvar could just take the Ebon Blade. It's possible that if he deemed the time right, the 4 horsemen in this new generation of DKs would just answer the call and take Acurus for him and leave all these other Death Knights for dead. He does have other plans in mind, after all. Thanks for watching.